y'all, it's me, Cody. Welcome to the Cody Knits podcast, episode 26, I believe. I'm Cody, coming to you from Atlanta, Georgia. For those of you who don't know, this is a podcast about knitting, crochet, spin a little bit, just whatever I feel like talking about that week. So it's been a little while since I podcasted. I apologize for that. Had some things going on I'll talk about later. Let's see. Oh, you can find me here on YouTube as Cody Knits, and I am Cody Knits on Ravelry as well. And on Instagram, I am nurse_Cody, and I post a lot of pictures of my projects and stuff on Instagram there. There's also a Cody Knits podcast group on Ravelry where you can go and you can watch the show there. I always put a link, and if I have any special show notes or something, I put them there. So, what is going on? We're still doing the growing flowers cowl. One person, I believe, has posted a finished object, and it's absolutely beautiful. It's so cool to see someone else make something that you designed. So I hope you enjoy knitting that up. Right now we have it for March for the end date, but I may, I know there's a lot of knit-alongs going on right now, so I may extend that. So we shall see. So anyway, into the knitting. Let's talk about workups. So this is my whip section, but this is what I am working on right now. And this is in one of my bags from Kate from the Bakery Bear. It's Christmas, but I absolutely love it. So what's in here is this shawl. It's called the Entrelac Rainbow Cowl. Not shawl, cowl. And here's a picture. And it is by Carol Wells. And I'm not doing it in rainbow, but I thought it was a beautiful design. And I'm doing it in this yarn. It's 100% cashmere. Got it in a yarn box in July. It was like a Christmas in July. Sport weight. The color name is Storm. Absolutely love it. I've got this much so far. This is the first time I ever done entrelac, so it was a new technique to me when I started. And it's not exactly the fastest thing to knit, but it's not hard. Once you get the concept, it's really not that hard. And I came in here so hoping you could get better colors. That looks about right. It's like a dark charcoaly gray and a little bit of lighter gray kind of mixed in with it. This is what it looks like in this game. I'm knitting it on these straight needles. I forgot the name of them for a minute. I believe they're Knit Pro or Knit Picks, one of those. I don't remember. But it is a US 2.5 or a 3mm needle. And I believe since the last time I showed you, I was here, so I've done this many. I believe. I could have forgotten. I have this much left of the first skein. And I'm going to make this, I'm going to use both skeins. One, it's going to kind of have to at least have half of a skein to make it really fit around my neck comfortably. but two, it's just wonderful. It'd be wonderful. No matter how long it gets, you just keep adding these entrelac rows, and then in the end you join the rows, join the ends together, and but I just figured I would just use all of it. There's what, 200 yards or 44 grams per skein. So I don't think it'll get too long, but even if it does kind of get really drapey, that's perfectly fine. It's cashmere, and it's wonderful. I really love it. It's so soft and squishy. I can't wait to wash it and see how the fiber reacts to the washing, to see if it like plumps up a little bit. Does it get softer? You know, just that kind of thing. So I soak it. I don't really wash it. That's that. Excuse me. I still have a cough sometimes, especially when I'm talking a lot. The next thing is in this bag. I sent this bag. Erin, Give Me On 418 made me this bag. Her Etsy shop is called Southpaw Creations. I'm sure you are familiar with her. But look what I'm making. You probably already tell what it is. Finally doing a hitchhiker. Let's see, there's I have 16 teeth so far. I'm knitting it on my carbons with a cable needle. This cable needle is too long. It's getting on my nerves, so I'm going to switch the cable needle shortly, because I don't want it to get too long where I can't squish them all on this and take the needle out. And the yarn, this is what it looks like. Okay, let me show you up close, but it's a little bit lighter than that. But anyway, it's like some different colored greens and some like yellow greens, and it gets in some really darker greens, and I really like it. I love, you can see it better on there's a lot more lighter colors in it, a lot more yellow when you see it in the sunlight. And I came in here for the sunlight, but it's whatever. I'll tell you, it's Malabrigo Sock. I've had this in my stash. This is probably one of the first expensive yarns I ever bought, but I'm really enjoying this, and it's in the colorway Ivy 138, and yeah, it's lovely. I really wish I had some. I really am getting to where I wish I had, especially for things like this, where I wish I had a set of interchangeable, like chalgu needles or something like that, because the purpose of the carbons is to give you a little drag through here, but it's really slowing me down with this knitting this project. I like this for certain things, but on this particular project, I mean, it's all garter stitch, so it's not that, you know, this is nice, you know, if you're doing lace and you're worried about dropping yarn overs or something like that, you know, or trying something new, or you have a yarn that's got a lot of silk, or it's very slippery yarn. This yarn isn't very slippery. It has, I believe, yeah, it's just 100% superwash merino wool, so it's not super slippery. but I really like it. Always smells it. This pattern has been pretty fun. I finally got it memorized. But let me show you a little trick. Well, I'll show you that in a little bit in the other thing. But I'll come back to this and show you this little thing that I started doing. Let's see what else. Oh, this one is socks. I wanted to try to knit socks 2 at a time. I really wanted to try two at a time, toe up magic loop. I'm not understanding toe up patterns for whatever reason. I'm sitting on the floor. I used to play volleyball a whole lot, and I play on gym floors as well as sand court and stuff, and my knees. Plus, I run. Well, I used to run. I haven't ran in a long time. I need to. Anyway, back to the socks. I really couldn't get my head around the concept of toe up. And like I said, I've had this past week especially was really rough for me. I'll go into that later for people who don't care. But I was trying to do these and I just couldn't figure out. I know that when I do my socks, I need 64 stitches. And I get 32 on each needle or whatever for socks to fit me. And I just couldn't figure out, for whatever reason, how to get those few stitches that you start on. I know you increase and stuff, but I just couldn't figure out how to get it to you're increasing, doing the toe, and then like how to get it to 64 stitches so I can knit the foot, because I need 64 stitches for the foot. And I wasn't like, if I increase too slowly, is my toe gonna be like way too long? And then make the sock too long? Or I was probably overthinking this way too much, and I do that a lot with a lot of stuff, even in school. It's probably why I don't make like straight A's in school, because I overthink a question for whatever reason. Anyway, so these are these socks. I have them in this little DP and Cozy that Kay sent me. It's a little gift, which is lovely. And I am knitting them. I'm knitting them 2 at a time, but I'm doing cup down. And this was some yarn that I got sent over Christmas. Thank you. It's West Yorkshire Spinners signature 4-ply. It's Bullfinch color. It's 35% blue face Leicester, and it's 75% wool and 25% nylon. Now this is definitely you have it in 2 balls, 50-gram balls. I know they look significantly different in size, but this is wound much more loosely than this. But yeah, they weigh the same. But this isn't. I'm a little concerned. It seems a little scratchy right now, but hopefully when I wash it, it won't be so scratchy, and it won't make my feet itchy. It doesn't feel like something I'd want around my neck or my head at this moment, but sometimes when you wash stuff, it completely, softens things up. But anyway, so I'm doing those. As you can see, I did not even try to make them match up. But I think you can tell that these are supposed, this is a pair of socks. These colors go together. And that's plenty fine for me. I'm not overly picky about that. Maybe next time I will, whatever I'm in the mood for. But this time, I just wanted to knit the sock. And after trying so many unsuccessful attempts at the toe thing, I just wanted to start knitting the sock. So I cast them on, and I tried to do 2 at a time, top down. Then I got frustrated with that. And then I remembered that Mina from the Knitting Expat podcast, hi Mina, I really doubt you watch, but just in case you ever happen to. I remembered that she had mentioned something about she knits the cuff of each sock and then puts them on the same needle and knits them 2 at a time. I was like, I think it was her. So she has a free sock recipe pattern on Ravelry, and so I looked at it just to make sure, because I couldn't remember what episode she said that was, and that's how she says she knits the cuff of one sock, then knits the cuff of the other sock, and then combines them onto the same needle. I did that, and it was so much better. So if you've ever tried 2 at a time and it was annoying when you were first starting, knit the cuff of each sock. Get a good inch or so of your cuff, and then put them on the same needles and start knitting 2 at a time. It's so much better. And I'm also trying a new pattern. It's the Hermione's Everyday Sock pattern, which I'm just doing the pattern. I'm gonna put a fish slip kiss heel in and whatever toe I decide to do. But anyway, my yarn's not getting tangled up too bad. I had it a little more organized in here before I pulled it all out, but I just, every time I end a row, instead of always, turning your work the same way, that's going to twist it up even more. I turn one way and then turn the other way, and then sometimes you just have to pick this up, flip it, do a complete 180 again, and it untangles your yarn and they're back in the working spot. It's really not that big of a deal. But anyway, I'm knitting them on Chalku, the red lace. I really love these. They are whatever size they are. Size 1 or 2.25 millimeter. So yeah, I'm really been enjoying knitting those. The pattern is super simple, and I'm not really seeing much of it right now. It's not captivating me or even looking like what I was expecting it to look like just yet. So maybe when I get more of it knitted up, it'll start actually looking like the actual pattern. And I know I haven't messed it up because I've done it, and it's not like hard stuff. It's knitting and purling in certain patterns. I think I have another. Oh yeah. Where is it? I don't think I brought it in here. Yes, I did. Y'all, if you follow me on Instagram, you saw this. This is my Fair Isle cowl. I've gotten pretty, done a couple of repeats on there. My first Fair Isle patterning. And here I am knitting along. I had been knitting on it for about an hour. And then all of a sudden, something felt weird. And then I noticed all these stitches weren't on anything. I'm like, what? Thought maybe this came untwisted, if you don't tighten it up good enough, because it's on interchangeable carbon. But no, it wasn't that. The cord that goes into the part that you screw in goes into there came out. How in the world? It just came out. All that. And yeah, I can pick up the stitches. Look how good that looks. But it's I'm so mad about it. I can't even try even to go and pick up the stitches right now. I don't. Eventually, I will probably rip it out and try to start again. Not anytime soon. This is going in hibernation. I mean, I've made a couple of mistakes in the patterning, but not enough to like aggravate me. But now, I just, yeah, so there's that. I was not happy. You saw, I posted a picture on Instagram. Speaking of my upsetness. Let's see, those are workups. Admitted projects, so those are, excuse me, the admitted projects are the ones that are like long-term projects. So like my sock yarn scrap blanket. Excuse me. I have probably put in a couple of squares, but not enough to really show you. But just to let you know, in case I didn't mention it last time, I put in 22 squares in the month of January. I'm still doing my scrap yarn ugly blanket crochet blanket thing. I'm still doing that, except I haven't done any more work on it because I'm all out of scraps. I don't have any more to put on there. So if anybody has a little or some acrylic worsted weight scraps that they're wanting to get rid of, send them my way, I guess, and I'll put them in my blanket. And if I have extra, I'll send them to somebody else who might want. So I already sent my scraps off to Crochet and Illuminate. She got those, and hopefully she's putting those to good use. So that's all for admitted projects. And then I do have 2 discharged projects. Discharged projects are my finished objects. So I did the Who hat, and this is like the little owls around. You saw last time that I did another version of it, and it was way too small. It was said it was sized for a women's hat, but it was more like a child size. And so I found this one called the Who, and I love it. I made it for my friend Casey. I've already given it to her, and hopefully I will submit a picture or put a picture here if I can remember to do it and figure out how to do it. But I do have a picture on my Ravelry projects page, and she really loved it. I made it out of Malabrigo worsted in a cream color, so it matched anything. And then I put a couple of the owls. I put little beads for the eyes, and it was fun. It was a really fun project. It took me like a day and a half. I probably could have done it in one day if I would have just worked on that by itself. And then the other thing I made, if I can find it, is this little heart. So I made this because I was part of, let's see, who did this? I believe the Spicy Homemaker. I believe that's who it was. Set up a swap for podcasters, like a podcaster swap that we just swap amongst just the podcasters. And it was over for Valentine's Day, so it was just a little thing. So you put in maybe a couple of mini skeins that that are like Valentine colors, a little something hand knitted, a little card or maybe some candy or tea or something, you know, just whatever. And my swap partner was Laura from the Fawn Knits podcast, which is really cool. So I knit her up one of these, and I just knit two of them, and I sent her the one that looked better. So this was a fun little knit. I can't remember the thing. It's on my Ravelry page. I can't remember who it was by, but it was free. It was a little bit fiddly at first because you start here and then knit up, and you use DPN, and it was a little fiddly at first. But then the second one was much easier because I understood how it was going to be constructed. Yeah, so I sent her one of these and kept one for myself because it's cute and it can go on my Christmas tree. This coming up here. And I sent her some stuff, and I believe she got all of that. And so that kind of leads me into mail and goodies, since we're talking about that. So mail and goodies. So she sent me a card. I have it in my little notebook journal thing. So this is my journal page in my knitting notebook from that. And this is the card. And she wrote a nice little note inside. But and then I'm just using I used the envelope that it came in, and I tucked in the center flap or the flap inside, and then I just taped it down around the border. I just taped that down to the paper, and then that way I can slide the card in and out and be able to read it. So that's that page, and these are some stickers that she sent me with it. And she made me a Billy Bob. Look how cute! A little pink nose, green, and a blue tail. Isn't that cute? Oh, I love this. I'm definitely going to put a string on this, and it's going on my Christmas tree too. It actually will probably hang around my desk all the time because it's not just Christmas. And she sent me these two cute mini skins. So these are some peachy, pinky colors. It says Barren Wool, Barren Stark Peach. And this one I was super excited to get because this is hand dyed by Laura. If you don't know, she has, I believe her Etsy is The Fawn and the Fox, but I could be completely wrong. But her podcast is The Fawn Knits. And she has recently started, so she makes project bags and stuff, but she recently started hand dyeing yarn. And this is her hand-dyed yarn is her 80/20 Sock Bleeding Heart is the color of it. And it's got red, some deeper red, some pink. It's really nice. It's super soft. I can't wait to put it in my memory or my sock yarn blanket. And I look forward to her whenever I'm working again and having money I can spend on yarn. I'm looking forward to buying some of that. She has some green that I really like. I think actually her husband died of, which is really cool. Let's see. So because of the crap that happened on the week, I did buy, to make myself feel better, I bought myself yarn. I went to the yarn store anyway, and the Malabrigo cream color that I told you about is what I bought, that I made my friend her owl hat. So she loves owls. There's the Who hat. Who question mark hat. And so I bought that, and I bought a couple of books just to try to cheer myself up a little bit. I mean, yarn makes everything better, at least for a little bit, right? Chocolate does too. So I also bought, what else did I buy? Oh, I bought books. So I bought a book called Illuminate. I thought it would be kind of neat, but I don't like it. I like the idea, but let me show you. This book, and it's an interesting layout, and I think if I was 12 or young, a little, or around that age or something, I think I would have really liked this book. And it's not that I don't like the storyline or whatnot, but it's written like, I'm going to show you some of the pages. Like it's written like you're reading dialogue. So this is like some secret, top secret spy kind of stuff. And it's like you're reading the dialogue of the interview. And the interview, I mean, yeah, it is telling the story, but you go from that and they're telling this story. But then you're looking and it's like you see different files. See, that's a file on one of the characters. It just, I mean, and it's showing like hacked into emails. I mean, it's a cool idea, and the storyline I'm sure is good. It's that typical young adult kind of thing. But it's it's kind of like showing you like showing it to you, and you're reading it like you're the like lead person or something, and you've requested all this document on this issue or this case, and you're trying to figure it out. It's really cool if you're younger. I think I feel like it's too broken up, because when I sit down and I'm reading, I'm wanting to read it. I think if it just had like a couple of the pages were like showed the little document files and things like that, I think I would enjoy it better. But because it's kind of like all document files, I'm just not enjoying it. I think it'd be really cool for a younger kid who is just getting into reading or doesn't like to read that much or something. Like that. I think this would be a cool book. I mean, it's a really cool concept. It's unique, but just not what I'm looking for. I finished Allegiant, which is the second book in the Divergent book series. Come here. Diamond came in the room. She's gonna come say hello. Come here. Say hello. Oh, Diamond. She got to go to she had a spa day yesterday, is what I like to call it. So she went to the groomer and she got her nails cut and a bath, stuff like that. So she smells really yummy. Hello. I had the window or the blinds open in my bedroom. It's like the big, for whatever reason, the bedroom is the one with the double windows in it instead of the living room. So the living room area is dark and then all the time, and then the bedroom is really bright. And it gets warm. But anyway, she likes to lay in the beams of sun that come in, like she's doing her little sunbathing. Yeah. Anyway, so I finished Allegiant, which is really good, and I was expecting this Illuminate book to be kind of like that. And the storyline it's this like different kind of world, kind of spacey. They're on spaceships and stuff, and it's a cool idea. It's a cool book, and the thingy I'm sure would be wonderful. But or the storyline is probably wonderful, but I just can't with the file document. I want it to be. It's just doesn't read like a novel, and that's what I like, I guess. So anyway, I finished Allegiant, and I'm looking forward to reading the third of that series. Those books, if you haven't read, this is it by Veronica Roth. It's a trilogy. If you haven't read these books, they're young adult books, but they're really good. They're quick read. I know it looks thick, but they're really a quick read, especially for adult readers, because it's for a young adult. But it's really good. It's never boring. She doesn't add a bunch of fluff and crap that you don't really need to know. So it's action, a lot of action, and that's what I like when I read it. It makes you want to keep reading the next chapter, So I look forward to starting the next one of that. And the other book I got was this. Deborah Harkness, Shadow of Night. This is the second book of her, it's called the All Souls trilogy. And the first book was called A Discovery of Witches. This one's called Shadow of Night, and the third book I ordered it off Amazon a long time ago, called The Book of Lies. And what happened is I thought this was the second book, but it wasn't. It's the third book. So I went to read the second book, and I didn't have it. So, excuse me, when I was at Barnes & Noble, I got this book, too. So I got these two books, and this one I'm not enjoying. I wonder if Barnes & Noble, lets you take books back. It's kind of weird, because I can imagine people, reading the book and then taking it back, which is not right. But I read the first chapter, or what I would consider a chapter. I read about 40 pages, but I just don't like it. So I wonder if they'd take it back or let me exchange it or something. It's not one I want to keep. These books I'll keep. That other one, if I like the book, I'll keep it. If I don't, I'll get rid of it. But anyway, so I started, I got this book, and I wish I would have spent the time reading this book instead of that other one, but I tried to give it a chance. I was excited about it. It's a cool cover and everything. Just, anyway. So, I bought this one because I had already had the third book, but I didn't have the second book. So now I have the second and the third, so I can start reading this soon. Wow, I didn't even plan on talking about books. Just rambling. Oh, I was going to show you my, in the waiting room. Here's some. So in the waiting room is patterns I want to knit. And this is one of them. Lake Frost Cowl by Melissa let me get it up closer because I can't say that. Shush. Shashvari? I don't know. I know in German the W's are pronounced as V's. Shashvari? I don't know. Maybe that. But it's beautiful little design. And I want to knit this for my godmother slash cousin Lisa. I really think she would like that. And I think I might have some yarn that would look good in. This is something I think she would wear. She wants me to knit her a sweater, which I'll do eventually when I get more money to buy good yarn. But she wants, it's probably going to be like a fingering weight sweater thing that she's going to want, like a cardigan, like pull up, whatever you want to call it. And then I really want to knit these 357 knits by Josh Reichs. He has the Sword of a Knitter podcast. I'm sure you're familiar with him. He's got really adorable photos. This was gifted to me by Sir Panda. What's the rest? Oh, you know who you are. And thank you. He gifted this to me a while ago. And I looked in my stash and I don't have any yarn that I really want to knit this with yet. But I really want these. So these are coming up as soon as I get yarn. I'm going to knit myself an antler hat. I've knit one before. And then I want to make another one of these. Little earbud pouch. These are really quick, easy, simple knit. And then I've had this for a while, but it's a pretty basic shawl. So I might knit that and give it to somebody that wants it. I don't want it, but I like knitting, so I just knit whatever I want. Oh, okay. So what I wanted to show you in my prescription section. So this is the section that kind of tells you about, things I think you should try or do or whatnot. So what I've been doing is, for example, for my socks, the Hermione Everyday Sock Pattern. Well, I don't need the whole paper pattern. It's 2 pages. I don't need that stuck in here. And I really don't like, see in this one I have it all. I really don't like doing that with my pattern because I like to keep them in a file folder or in a 3-ring binder. So what I did was, I hope this is it a free pattern? Well, let me hold it back here just in case. It's a 4-row repeat. It's not food, dude. It's not food. It's not dinner time either. So it's a 4-row repeat. So I just wrote it down on this little thing, and I just keep it on top of my socks, so I don't have to keep getting it out. The hitchhiker. I have the repeat section written here. I don't need all that. I wrote it down on this little thing, and I stick it in my bag. So if I'm going somewhere, or I don't want to have all the paper, I just take the time to write down just the part that I need, stick it in there, and go. It's a lot less fiddly. It's less to keep up with, and yeah, I've been doing that, and I've really, it doesn't take that long, and I really find it useful. So if you're like me and you don't like pulling up your patterns and putting them in the bag or whatnot, try it. See what you think, and let me know if you have any suggestions. I just put it on scrap little pieces of card and okay, life stuff. So if you don't really want to know about what's going on and you're just here for the knitting, which I completely understand, see you next time. For those of you who want to know, if you follow me on Facebook, you already know that my uncle passed away unexpectedly. My mom's brother. There's a little more, there's some other things to it that's made it a little more difficult. And then there's a lot of family drama, which is sad, been going on, but that's why doing this kind of later than I would want to, and probably why I haven't been super active on the social media scene, and why I haven't been like super peppy either. So I just wanted to let you guys know that, and for those of you who do follow me on Facebook and stuff, thank you so much for your prayers and your support and your positive thoughts and everything. It means a lot. You guys truly are a wonderful group of people, so supportive and all that, and I really appreciate you all, and thank you so much for everything. I also did, I guess it's kind of good, I had an interview with with the Georgia Cancer Specialist here in Atlanta, and I met with, on Tuesday, the mid-level providers, the director of mid-level providers, which is what a nurse practitioner is. It's a mid-level provider. I met with her, and sorry, I lost my train of thought. I do that a lot lately. I met with her, and she was really lovely. She told me about the position and about the group or whatnot, and I felt really good about the job and the interview. They really seem to value the role of the nurse practitioner in the mid-level, and really are supportive of us, and they have a really good orientation period. It's actually 3 months long, and I have some learning to do, and they give you a book, and you have to do some modules, and you have to take some tests and stuff like that, which is great because there's so much to learn about oncology, cancer, and they touch on it just a little bit in school when you're doing like a family nurse practitioner, that you don't really learn much about it. It's considered a specialty area, which I'm qualified to go into that, but I do need a little extra training. And my background in oncology as a bedside nurse definitely, as an RN, definitely helps that. So I had another interview on Thursday that week, and yeah, it was a hard interview. It was an interview with the physicians. It wasn't hard because of them or anything, but it was hard because the next day was my uncle's funeral. And but I had the interview, and I tried to be happy and stuff, like my normal self, and smile. And the doctors were very friendly, very welcoming. I met three or four of them, and got to talk to them, and all that. And they seemed, and like they didn't mind having to teach, and understanding that there's that learning period time, and not looking to just throw me out there and to get started. So that's a plus. I gotta hurry, my battery's about that. Anyway, so that was a plus. and I really enjoyed meeting with them. So I'm waiting to hear back from them about any decision making. I sent the director of mid-level providers a little email to tell her thank you for the opportunity and how much I enjoyed meeting with the physicians and everything. So hopefully I'll hear back from them soon. And I should be getting my license number for my nurse practitioner no later than Wednesday of next week, is what they're telling me. Hopefully I'll get it by Friday, but hopefully next week I'll actually have my actual license number. But anyway, I gotta go. My laptop is about to run out. It has a 10% battery left, so let me go and get this edited. And I hope you all are having a wonderful day. Hope you had a wonderful what was that day? Valentine's Day. And all of that fun stuff. Enjoy your chocolates and your flowers and all that. And anyway, until next time, I hope you all have wonderful knitting and crocheting and whatnot. And remember, one stitch at a time, right? I've been telling myself that a whole lot this past week. One stitch at a time. Anyway, talk to you all later. Bye!